He's humping towards these two girls, and this right here does not look like the face of somebody who's enjoying themselves. I don't know, maybe it's just me. And the more abhorrent, the more absurd, the more crazy shit that people do on this live stream, obviously the more money they're gonna make. So why are they gonna want to stop a cash cow?
You're doing great, Mango!
You're doing great, Mango, as you air hump towards everybody while you're roaring drunk and only doing it to women. What is going on, everybody? It is Kmplxity with a lasting opinion, and today we have a little bit more Mango content. Some more clips have come out of that live stream, and I'll be honest, I was 100% right when I said that Ludwig was a spineless little bitch. Honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of question in that, but these clips here are going to show you a little bit more of what occurred during that live stream. So let's get right into this.
The place 3 feet to the left.
Yeah.
So here we have the extra Emily clip where he has the cardboard cutout and starts humping it on top of her.
Who's that, Mango?
Mango, final words, final words. Oh! Final words.
Just absolutely deplorable. Absolutely deplorable ass human being. Now, you could make the argument that it's obvious that extra Emily didn't really care in this situation, so there is that. But you know, you can't really, you don't want a white knight for somebody, basically, is what I'm saying here. She may not have cared about it, but the simple fact that she saw him doing this to other people and did nothing to stop it, when obviously and visually the person that he was doing it to was uncomfortable and didn't want it, such as the clip that we saw in the last video of him where he was humping the toad head next to the girl, and she was absolutely mortified and did not want anything to do with him. Here we have now another clip. Again, extra Emily. But here we have this girl who's gonna end up being the target.
You trying to do third round or no?
And you can see here, he's humping towards these two girls, and this right here does not look like the face of somebody who's enjoying themselves. I don't know, maybe it's just me.
I'm not.
That's okay. Okay, I'm ready to play.
And you can see here, you have this guy saying, no, come on, let's go away. And immediately Mango turns around.
Hey.
And he just walks away. Dude, just walks the fuck away.
Emily, stop it.
You're doing great, Mango!
Being cheered on to continue to do what he's doing. Now, you can sit here and say
You're doing great, Mango!
that this chick here is just laughing. Does this really look like the face of somebody who's enjoying themselves here? Or does this look like the face of what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is happening right here?
Stop it.
You're doing great, Mango!
You're doing great, Mango, as you air hump towards everybody while you're roaring drunk and only doing it to women.
Very impressive!
Yeah, super impressive.
Nice movement.
Bent over in front of the chick. Fucking, I know a lot of people aren't giving extra Emily shit. I'm sure that there are people who are, but if we're being realistic here, she deserves some fucking flack as well for continuing this, abhorrent behavior and egging him on and championing for this motherfucker during this entire thing. In no way, shape, or form is she trying to stop him when she sees motherfuckers are doing, are upset with this. And you want to know why? It's for this, over here, the total subs that you guys can't see, 13,945 out of 14,000. Today's subs 908. That's money on Twitch. That's money. And the more abhorrent, the more absurd, the more crazy shit that people do on this live stream, obviously the more money they're gonna make. So why are they gonna want to stop a cash cow? Well, they only want to go ahead and reap the benefits and the rewards of everything that this dude does. And when they get flack for it the next day, everybody's down to throw him under the bus and wipe their hands clean of him.
We didn't talk about before. You're gonna get.
Now here we have another girl whose face is already annoyed with what's happening.
Give me a full shot. That's fine.
Is it like good, like we have something, or no?
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Just staring into the camera doing it, and there's obviously a guy behind the camera just seeing this and allowing it to happen.
Mango,
Mango,
what
the
are you
fuck
doing?
We didn't talk about before.
Here.
Well,
And now, this is Ludwig, y'all. This is Ludwig.
Bro's just trying to run it here because we got drinks and it's easy to set up.
I'm down. Hi, Mango.
What are you pulling her hair?
Mango, you're so silly.
Remember when Ludwig said that he was too busy running the event to do anything about Mango?
Don't beat her ass
You
up,
guys
bro.
are amazing.
I won't let him beat you up.
Thank you, Lud. That was so fun. Thank you for having me. Here.
This dude looks absolutely sloshed. Absolutely sloshed. Now this girl, she obviously looks like she wants some. But at the end of the day, the man said he was too busy to do anything about Mango, seeing how he's acting with this girl here, and all he has, you know, to say is, come on, man, stop that, stop. Jesus Christ. Now we have Mango's wife out here. We did see this in the Gamma video. Here's a little update on this situation. Nobody even told Mango's wife why he was being canceled, the shit he was doing. She had to find out that he was dry humping these girls, you know, sexually harassing these women on Twitter. Her husband. She had to find out through clips on Twitter and the massive backlash that people were sending her way. She has since deactivated her Twitter due to this. Now, I did, you know, in that video, during the live stream, I did say that the man is 33 something years old. He should be completely and utterly accountable for himself. But at the same time, the people around him that were egging him on and helping him, championing for him to be this way should also be getting flack. Here we have Jarrett No Degree saying Mango, although should have controlled himself better in the situation, he should not have been the sole bearer of fault. I agree. Everyone involved was well aware of his condition before feeding him booze and paid sponsorships to Clip Farm. Facts. Ludwig needs to be held accountable, and anyone else involved. Everyone else involved. A lawyer could argue he was set up, and I don't really know about that. You would have to show intent when it comes to that. And you know, as much as I say I am not a lawyer, right? I'm no armchair psychologist, armchair quarterback, or armchair lawyer. I do also know that intent is incredibly necessary when you're wanting to go after something in the court of law. Mango, for the sake of sobriety, needs to remain accountable as he has been, but the rest haven't come out and said a word. They deserve a lawsuit. Careless creators.
Jaeger bomb.
Not. What is, bro? Mango, give Mango water.
Give Mango water.
Look at this motherfucker.
I gave him the beer.
I gave him another beer. So while they're all seeing his antics, seeing that people are annoyed, seeing that somebody is calling for him to get water in his system to helpfully sober him up, they instead decide to feed him beer to continue his actions. Look, there is a guilty by association, but there's also something where people are just doing it to Clip Farm and to get these sub goals raised, to get this money coming in. They want to only take accountability for how good of a stream it was, right? How much money they made. But when it comes to taking actual accountability and saying, you know what, I should have acted sooner, I should have done something else, I shouldn't have, encouraged this behavior, etc., 100% the blame is on me. They don't want to do that because fucking accountability is people's kryptonite, man. Now here we have some Ludwig. Okay, we got some Ludwig here.
Mango just 4.32!
And that's them having breathalyzed Mango, cheering on the fact that he just blew a point. What was it?
4.32!
A 0.32. In most states, 0.08 is the legal limit you're allowed to have in your blood system. Okay, if you are taking a breathalyzer, 0.08 means you are drunk. That is what it means. He blew a 0.32. The man was over 3 times the legal limit allowed in almost all 50 states. And here's Ludwig championing his friend on, encouraging this behavior.
I'm no longer inviting Mango to Mogul Moves events.
Yeah, because it's solely Mango's fault.
Cause like, you know, it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like the
This is why I said Ludwig is a spineless, losing, he's a spineless loser bitch. He is an absolute fucking loser of a human being. He has no backbone. He will do everything he can to not be the person that's in the wrong. I absolutely despise a man who has no morals to stand on. He is terrible when it comes to anything having to do with having a fine stance on something, and will at all costs avoid accountability like it's the plague. I don't like Ludwig. You can like Ludwig. I don't know how, but to me, a man is somebody who stands on morals, has morals, and implements them within their life, you know, within their daily life. I'm getting so frustrated to the point where I'm stumbling on my words with this, because it is so deplorable for these people to capitalize on their friend's problem, which it's obvious he has a drinking problem, and they decided to capitalize on it rather than being the freaking tard wrangler. Okay, growing up, I've had friends who didn't really have the best, you know, relationship with alcohol, and everyone has to be a DD at some point in time, right? But when your friend is so sloshed to the point where they're committing potential crimes, you need to step in. You need to be a man. You need to put aside the desire for money, for infamy, for fame, for the little micro celebrity life that you've made, and be a fucking good person at the end of the day. And I'm not the only person who has this, you know, sentiment. Enables toxic peer pressure behavior, throws Mango under the bus once fans backlash. Accountability, LOL, no. Ludwig, too popular to be held accountable. He can do no wrong. Yeah, Mango is responsible for his own actions, but I feel Ludwig should be punished as well. Absolutely. This person says 4 times the legal limit. Yup. The problem was the humping, not Ludwig encouraging his friend to drink with him at a drinking event. Dude, do you think that he would have been doing the humping had he not been as sloshed as he was? Being mad at that is wild. He didn't say go hump women. No, but he also didn't try his best to stop it. All he did was, hey man, go over there. And then when he saw it happening again, he didn't do anything about it, and then came out and said that he was too busy handling the event itself to do anything about him. Yet on multiple occasions, we have clips of him, well, 2 occasions that we've seen of him trying to stop Mango from doing something with the most limp wrist response ever. They hang out and drink often enough and Mango gets fucked up. It's not new, but this time he made people uncomfortable. This whole "it's not new," that's not a defense. If your spouse is beating you every single day, just because it's not new, all of a sudden we should just let go. That's just Jerry beating his wife, or that's just Sally beating her husband. Like it is what it is, you know. That's not how the world works. The dude has a problem. His friends encouraged him to continue to drink because they knew he would do outlandish shit, and once he started doing outlandish shit, they did nothing to stop it. This is just an absolute fucking shit show. Ludwig is a spineless coward of a human being, and I don't see how anyone can support him. I do hope that Mango ends up getting the help that he desperately needs, and I feel bad for the women that were involved, all of the pussy ass bitches that were there who called themselves men and did absolutely nothing. Got news for you, you're not men. You aren't. You're a man by genitalia alone, and nothing could possibly convince me otherwise. But the one person that I probably feel the worst for is Mango's wife, having to find out what a degenerate of a husband she has through fucking Twitter of all places. With her of all fucking places. There was even a tweet of her talking about how none of her friends whatsoever attempted to talk to her or tell her what was going on. If I can find that tweet, I'm gonna throw it up here, basically saying that she had to find out the you know, situation that her husband was involved in on fucking Twitter. My heart goes out to her. It is an unfortunate situation. She got a complete and utter bombardment and lambasting on Twitter because of the people having you know, because she didn't know. She had no idea what happened and went after Ludwig and then deleted those tweets, as we saw in the Gamma video and as we saw here, because she went out to stick up for her husband, thinking that he went wild, you know, didn't know the context of what he did, and wanted to, you know, rightfully blame the motherfuckers who were just pouring drinks down his throat. Before I continue to go on a whole other tangent, you guys, that has been the video. It is Kmplxity. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. Do you believe that Ludwig and company should be held accountable? Obviously not to the same degree. Do you feel as though these actions warranted him losing his sponsorship, losing his job? There's already been sponsors that have pulled out of the team he was a part of because of this. It is a staunch rippling. It is a unfortunate rippling effect that's going to be felt by the entire Smash community. In my personal opinion, I don't really give a shit. I almost never hear anything positive about the Smash community. I'm sure that there is, but you know, there's bad apples in every bushel. So have a good one, you guys, and until next time, I'll see you in the next one.